It's crazy, right? I have another video within days. Instead of posting one video every few months, lately I have a lot of topic interest me, so I don't mind to talk about. So one of them is AI, AI, right? I've been talking about AI since 2018. I made the very first video about AI. I think the title is called "Why Nvidia is the King of AI." In not in English, in a different language. But I deleted that video. I was having some issue with YouTube. I decided for security reason I delete all the video. That's one of those. But if you have watched that video, you would know what I'm talking about. So basically, I explain why NVIDIA will be the king of AI um, very soon. So in retrospect, it actually come exactly on time within 3 to 5 years I was talking about. So exactly come on time. Um, but at that time, I never thought about it comes as a form of chat GPT. I expect it will be something different, like a more conversational AI. Anyway, meaning actually using my voice rather than texting. But it's happening next, most likely using voice as an agent, basically agent. It's crazy how fast things are moving. Um, yeah, I'm not just random thoughts here. I'm not using OpenCraw because of a security reason. I don't want to have an AI be able to access all my security information, login, email, password, and do things on my behalf. Um, I just don't feel comfortable using that yet. But I think eventually there will be another service layer encapsulate all those information and provide a safety platform and sell as a product or as an app. Eventually, one on your phone, really, or one on the PC. So it's fine. I can wait. I don't want to use it now. I want to more people test it out, play with it, and I don't mind to be a little bit late when it comes to adapting to new AI agent. To me, security and safety is number one concern. With that said, so I have a good space today talking to my tester community. Wonderful talk. A lot in my mind, like where Tesla will go from here. It's really interesting. To me, the ultimate goal is really the real world AI, and I have yet to see it fully recognized. The future of real world AI will be transformative, and it's just finally we're living in the future we're looking for, right? Not just talking to an AI bot, actually doing real work, creating GDP, goods and services, abundance. So that's when Tesla will truly shine and the share price reflect the reality. So until this situation happen, I'm not selling my share. The most important thing is real world AI doing real work, replacing labor force. So I hope more people realize that. All the robotaxi is cool, um, making chips are cool, but ultimately it's the AI robot because the real value is really into doing meaningful work. Meaningful work means a lot of things to a lot of people, but ultimately, I think everything human can do, uh, everything is crazy, right? Sorry. Most of everything human can do nowadays should be able to replace by a humanoid robot. It takes time, but for the developed country, it will happen first. For third world country, it will happen later. For a very simple reason, their labor cost is dirt cheap, so they can outlast a while. But eventually, it will become abundant even in third world country. Why? Very simple. They can work long hours. They're not going to complain. They're not going to get sick. They can do high skilled labor job, not just low skill. And yeah, it's a very easy way to grow and scale your business if you have a ton of robots, right? So that's the future I'm looking for, and it's coming closer and closer. And robot is good because there's no strong regulatory concern of safety concern like driving does. So to me, the market barrier is lower, which is important because in order to scale the robot to able to time to market, have a really short time to market, you must have an easier path to bring it to market without regulation and government concern, safety stuff. Yes, so let's see what happened in April. That's the most important timeline for me. Making sure the robot is for real, doing real work, not another promise. I mean, I'm speaking as a shareholder, right? I'm not just a Tesla fanboy. I need to make sure we're investing the return on investment in terms of time and effort justify. Um, so yes, it's important for me to understand the robot is for real, doing real work, and then now I have a with that I will have a stronger conviction. Yeah, I think even for institutional investor, that's the major milestone they're looking for. They know that there will be hurdles, there will be rollout, robotaxi eventually, but the robot, the time is unlimited, really. Well, nothing is unlimited. You know, I have to be politically correct, but it's the time is huge. That's all you need to know, really. And as far as whether which 100 trillion or not, it's really not an important question. To me, anything above 10 trillion is already is a bonus. So, so you, just like what just like Warren Buffett said, if the business have to be so tight to the point where you have to worry about it more than just doing napkin math, it's probably not justified to worry about it, to even invest in it. And if the math is so good, even just doing napkin math itself is justified, then you know it's a good business. So Tesla is one of those business. Even with napkin maps alone, you write out your future potential of autonomous robot and robotaxi. You know the map. You can see the numbers. It's crazy. It's so crazy that people refuse to realize, right? It's like, no way, so crazy. The market is out of competition is going to catch up. They're not going to make 10,000, 15,000 per bot. They're not going to make millions. Yeah, they're not going to make millions. They're going to make billions. That's the future. Robot's going to make robot, right? Robot will be the one assembling robot. Human will be supervising or fine tuning or monitoring output control, yield, etc. They're not going to be the major operator in this operation. So the cost will only be lower and lower, which is good. Which is good, high margin. So yes, I'm very bullish about robot, and I'm glad I invest in Tesla before this become a mainstream idea out there. Otherwise, valuation will be much higher, right? It's already high, but it's not outrageous. You can still buy a future real world AI robotic company for 1 point something trillion market cap. It's crazy. People still think it's a car company, then just ignorant. Just like you say, Amazon is just a book company, just a bookstore. How could it, worth more than that? It's just a bookstore, right? Stupid. This is why I'm like, you merge with SpaceX, don't merge, don't merge with SpaceX. To me, doesn't really matter. Yeah, I'm talking as an investor. Okay, I'm trying to maximize return here. So if I see 10x clear path with Tesla, great. If SpaceX comes along and promises 20x, good. Show me the path, how to get there, how long it takes, what kind of product, what kind of roadmap. I don't know. Wait until they present the proposal for merger, then we talk about it. Otherwise, it's a nice idea. I can entertain it. But in the meantime, I'm focusing on the company I actually invest in, which is Tesla. Yeah. I don't even talk about dilution and all that because there's no reason to do it. Yeah. By the time you do a merger, you're going to encapsulate SpaceX future potential. Your intrinsic value of the stock already go up because you have another business venture. Got it. But that business venture and timeline is different from Tesla, right? You're talking about space AI, data center, uh, space exploration, all that stuff. Cool and great. but those are future longer timeline. If you're cool with that as an investor, go for it. But not everybody have the same time horizon. That's my point. But we don't. I don't really have to worry about it. When the time comes, when it's time to worry about it, there's a proposal on the table. We talk about it. Until then, it's just noise. But it's good noise. It's good noise because every time people talk about potential merger, potential upside, it keep the stock up naturally. That's just the way how things works. And if you sell cover call, be careful because one day if Elon say put a post up in X and say, "Do you guys want to see a merger?" Then the stock will jump 10%, right? So we just have to be careful about that. It becomes making selling cover call a little bit difficult because you never know Elon will put a post out there and causing all the excitement. But that's just part of being a Tesla investor. I think I have too much coffee today. Yeah, so I'm not too worried about it. And I can see Tesla is having two separate paths, approaching two separate paths. One is trying to maximize our potential on Earth, doing 100 gigawatt hopefully solar farm, capturing enough energy. Ultimately, our limitation is really energy. That's the problem. China is really beating our ass on this one, so we must catch up. Everybody knows already. We must catch up. Is the main thesis right now. So I do anticipate state and federal level regulation will start loosening it up a little bit. But we're still paying catch up. That's the problem. No matter how much wind turbine or solar panel we build, China is already doing that maybe at higher scale than we do. So we must catch up. That's not even a question. So if I'm not mistaken, SpaceX and Tesla both are doing solar panel, maximizing that path to K1 civilization. While doing that, I'm doing K2 already, trying to plan ahead, um, maximizing solar energy in space, which is great. But I do anticipate that will be a 5 year plus venture. It's not going to be something fast and easy to execute. But he, for a visionary, you got to start somewhere, right? You cannot, just expect things to happen 3 years before it actually happen. It takes time. It takes time to execute and implement. Trial and error, make mistake, get things right. Yeah. So people bet against Elon, I think it's stupid because he already got the reusable rocket, right? That the most difficult challenge, the most the major roadblock already unblocked. It's just a matter of maximizing Starship launch capability, fuel efficiency, and timing. 10,000 Starship for that very ambitious goal. If there's one guy who can do it, it's Tesla and Elon, right? We all know that. So it's just a matter of having faith. Again, having faith. Investing in Tesla is one of these a leap of faith. At any given point, it takes a leap of faith. It takes a leap of faith that they can execute full self driving autonomous vehicle as promised. Take a leap of faith that they actually can do robot. Everybody laugh at them, but when I first see them, like that, this is the way. This is the way to do robot. You must have a generic solution fit our real world where human occupy. Yeah, that's the ultimate form factor. And I'm really surprised they can do it in four and a half and 5 years time frame, which is crazy. After robot, talking about chips. Chips is not easy, but they have gained a lot of experience along the way with Dojo. Now they're talking about AI 5, AI 6, AI 7. I like that roadmap. Whether they can do their own chip fab, I don't know. They can design, good. Can they manufacture? I don't know. I just don't. Tough problem, but they have solved tough problem before. But this is one of those tough problem where it takes time to actually design, innovate. It takes TSMC 20, 30 years to come to where they are today. So I'm not saying Iran cannot manufacture chips. I'm just saying it's going to be extremely difficult, and perhaps they can find a more efficient way to get those number of chips by special deal with Samsung, TSMC, or purchasing and investing in additional chip factory in US, partner with TSMC or something. Instead of having one big factory, how about having 3 or 4 big factory and funded by a special partner? But we'll see. There are many different ways to approach it. You don't have to reinvent the wheels if the wheels are already good enough from TSMC. Yeah, so let's see how it goes. But I'm very bullish about Tesla. Short term, it's continued to be volatile because of the general market sentiment about AI. Is an investment justified? Will there be return on investment, etc.? I don't think the Max 7 leadership people are dumb. Before they invest 200, 100 billion, I'm sure they have done the due diligence, understanding where the return will come from. So I'm not going to pretend I'm smarter than they are and say, yes, you got overinvest. No, I don't think they overinvest. If anything, I think they're on par. They have to be accelerating completely in China. China is the ultimate adversary. Losing the AI game versus China is not even fathomable. We must win, basically. To me, there's no other way. That's the only war that matters for national security, financial well-being. For all the reason, we must win this battle. I'm glad Taiwan is on our side. That's all I have to say. Yep, just some random thoughts on Saturday about what I observed so far. I don't think AI is a flu. It's not. People may try to. People may get fearful and sell periodically, randomly. It's just market fear and uh, uncertainty and FUD. It's just nature. When things get too high, too much money being spent, people get nervous. Then they want to take some off the table, and then they realize, oh, okay, now I take a lot of money off the table in cash, and cash is inflated. So what should I do? Oh, you want to put in somewhere, right? I always say money only go to certain big uh, asset class. Real estate, crypto, stock, and bonds, sitting in cash. That's about it. There's really so much you can do. Real estate is kind of, I wouldn't say dead, but it's kind of dead in the water. People start to realize buying too much house is not a good way of investing. Your home equity is stuck in the house, and you have to pay a high property tax because of a big house. And yeah, there are a lot of maintenance and a lot of speculation already built in. Interest rate is high. People don't want to move up. People stuck in the same house. People want to stuck in the same house because they don't want to upgrade because it's higher property tax and or reassessment. Yep. So yep, housing is kind of that. And then crypto. Well, I thought crypto is a hedge against inflation and fiat currency. What the hell? When the stock market crash, crypto crash. When stock market doing well, crypto crash. It's like crypto is like an ultimate speculative play. Um, that's just my humble opinion. I don't buy crypto. I don't invest in crypto. If I have a little bit Dogecoin. That's about it. I was gonna say Bitcoin. Sorry. I have a little bit of Dogecoin. That's all I have because I believe X money will come eventually, and Doge will definitely be one of the supported currency. So just buy a little bit. Totally speculation. So little it's not even worth talk about it. But in general, I'm not gonna put serious money into crypto. It just to me is a speculation play. I don't buy currency. I don't trade currency. I only want to buy company, invest in company. produce goods and services. That's it. Naturally, if it do nothing, if the asset class do nothing, I'm not interested in. Only interested in asset class that actually build something. So even though volatility happens, the company actually grow because they produce and sell goods and services. That's what matters. That's why that's why S&P constantly is kind of like going up over time because it produces goods and services. It generate revenue, and that's what I trust. And then we can talk about people sitting on cash, right? Trillions and trillions of dollars sitting on cash. I've done that before. Don't get me wrong. When my portfolio is really small, um, I think I have as 1 point a quarter 250,000 sitting in cash. Okay, what am I going to do? Most of the time, people look for opportunity to deploy the cash, right? Cash is, to me, it will never sit for more than 6 months. Usually get redeployed pretty fast. Um, yeah, because by not deploying the cash and buy something, I'm already making a decision to lose it out on inflation. That's how I see it. And then also, not a big fan of gold and silver. Not saying it's bad, not saying it's a bad performer. I'm simply saying I buy company who produce goods and services. Gold doesn't produce anything. Gold is a consumable product. Gold is a speculative play to me. Same as silver. Yeah. So you buy gold, GLD or SLV, or you can buy actual piece of gold or actual piece of silver. It's gonna sit there. It's gonna not do anything, and it can do nothing for a long period of time. Like Peter Lynch said, as an investor, you should not be buy something just because the sucker go up. You should not sell something just because the sucker go down. This is gambling. So I don't gamble. I just want to invest in things that have a tendency to go up because they actually produce something, goods and services. That's my philosophy for the longest time. Yeah. So that helps me to eliminate a lot of asset class that don't fit my philosophy. Yeah. So eventually, I think stock is where money money's going to be. Um, Even the money sitting on the side, they will eventually go back to the market, and a large percentage of that will go back to stock. And out of all the stock, the large percentage will focus on AI specific. Not because it's like the next big thing, it's because fundamentally AI is adding value to the GDP. So people say, well, GDP can never be bigger than this or that or bigger than this and 100 trillion. They cannot be going to 1,000 trillion, a gazillion. You have to understand what GDP. GDP simply means um, production of goods and services. And if you really narrow it down, it's really about the increase of business activity. Indirectly, it means producing goods and services, right? Increase in business activity. And by using AI, you're tremendously increasing business activity, either on Earth or in space. And that's the future we're heading, a gigantic increase in business activity, hence global, domestic, or worldwide production. Yep. And majority of those productivity will be captured by Max 7, including Tesla, Nvidia, Google, Microsoft, Amazon, and that's why they increase their capex so dramatically because they can see the return on investment. All right, I think I talked a lot about this already, rambling like a madman for 24 minutes. Any question? Let me know. I don't have a special topic. I just want to throw out some ideas on things I'm thinking about, things that happening causing the market volatility. I just want to talk about and give my 2 cents about it. All right. If you have any question, comment, let me know. Good to always talk about finance and investing. Thank you. Bye, guys.